Hello. Stability and direction are two things that we all earnestly desire. And the good news is that the Lord offers those things through His Word, through His counsel that He gives us. So we'll take a look at Psalm 1 that specifies this. It says, "How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers." So again, this is what we are to avoid. If I want to have direction and stability in my life, there are certain things I need to avoid, and that's the way of the world, essentially. But in verse 2, he says, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night." So again, there's a price to be paid for stability and direction in my life, and it is some labor on my part. This delighting in the law of the Lord means that I am investing time and energy into pursuing God and the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom that comes from God. And also taking time, as it mentions here, to meditate, to call to mind, to ruminate on God's word, so that I not only read God's word, but God's word is dwelling within me richly. And there's a blessing for this. Again, it's an investment, it's a labor on my part. But think of the contrast here that exists. In verse 3, it says, "He will be like a tree firmly planted by streams of water." Again, this is a tree that's strong, that's not easily moved or shaken by the wind or anything else happening around it. It's not in fear of drought or a dry season. It says, "Which will yield its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. And in whatever he does, he prospers." This is the image of stability. There's nothing more stable than this tree whose roots go deep into the soil, anchoring it against the wind and blessing it when dry season hits. Its leaves do not wither, and it will produce its fruit. This is the prosperity that we all want in our lives. In the end, it's not a material prosperity, it's a spiritual prosperity. The fruit being what God is working in us and through us to deliver and bless others with, this direction to minister and to serve others, to serve our purpose that He has created us for. This is the direction that is brought about by His word operating within our hearts. In verse 4, he says, "The wicked are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind drives away." So again, the opposite of the stability of the tree here is something that's not even anchored to the ground. So God's word anchors us. It's like roots that grow deep into the ground by which we are nourished and stabilized. "Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish." So again, we have this reference not only again to stability in the tree, but the way in terms of the path or the direction. So we have direction and stability both given to us by the Lord as we draw near to Him, as we are in His word, and His word remains in us as well. And lastly, we have this from Psalm 119:10 that says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." On the many different paths that we can be on in this life, His word sheds the light that gives us understanding on which path to tread, which way to go, and having stability along that way. Take care.